Welcome to my kitchen. I'm Dr. Judy Morgan. I'm a certified veterinary food therapist, and I've been a practicing veterinarian for over 35 years. Today, I'm really excited to be in the kitchen with my friends from Viva Raw Pet Food.
Hey guys, I'm Jennifer.
And I'm Zach.
Yeah, and we're so excited to be here with Judy today to show you guys our recipes and what you can add to them. Our company, we specialize in producing single protein pre-model raw recipes. The 5 we have right now are chicken, turkey, duck, beef, and rabbit. All of our recipes, they are no antibiotics ever, all natural, human grade quality protein. So we're super excited to show you guys our recipes and help you guys learn more.
In this video, we're going to show you how to balance a cooked beef meal. So we're going to change things up a little bit because I know that some of you like to serve cooked versus raw food. And I'll let you guys talk about why we chose beef as the one for cooking.
Yeah, absolutely. So in our beef recipe, we use for the muscle, we use both beef heart as well as lean beef meat. And I did want to make a point about this because it's very important to us that we're using lean beef cuts. We do have a chunked recipe, so it's obviously very important to us that those cuts that you're seeing chunked up are very, very lean and very high quality. The other reason why we actually use a lean beef cut, which we are using a 90-10 lean factor, which is almost leaner than most of us actually use at home, is because it contains a higher amount of zinc, which means that, as you see as we go in this video, we don't actually have to add in additional zinc for this recipe. And then as Dr. Judy alluded to, the reason why we're going to be cooking this recipe, we're actually very, very proud to have our beef recipe as a single protein recipe because we're using ground beef bone. As you can imagine, it's not a easy task to create ground beef bone. But what we're doing is we're sourcing that from a special manufacturer who's actually able to grind down and mill it to basically the fineness of like sand particles or even finer than that, which means that it is totally safe to heat and use that way. But it is a raw ground beef bone that we're using in this for the calcium content.
Perfect. All right. So again, we have our printout of the vitamin, mineral, macro and micronutrient content of this product. It was sent for analysis, and a couple of differences from some of the other things that we've looked at. So our potassium is fine in this, and like Zach said, the zinc is fine in this, and we've had to replace zinc in a couple of the other recipes. So again, chloride, we don't have any USDA data for that, but we are getting some chloride in the recipes through the seaweed product, and we are going to use seaweed again for that iodine content. It just seems to be the easiest way to get the iodine into these recipes. So we only need a ½ teaspoon of our seaweed. That is a really thick.
Yeah, beef is the driest protein.
Beef is our driest protein because when our suppliers process beef, they dry age it, so they like hang the meat in the refrigerator for, I don't know, like a month or something, so all the moisture comes out. So that's why beef actually has like it's our driest recipe by far.
Interesting.
You can try and sprinkle this so it makes it easier.
It makes mixing a little harder, but yeah.
Elbow grease.
Yeah. So, and then for our manganese, we decided to go with our spinach again. I don't know why, but a lot of the commercial recipes that I see that are complete, they're using beef and spinach together. And I think it's just because we get such really good vitamin and mineral content from spinach.
And just pour it all in. I'll try my best.
We're gonna build muscles on this one. Okay, now, for this particular recipe, we also happen to be low in linoleic acid. So we really haven't talked about the EPA, DHA, the fatty acids and fats that are in these recipes. All of the others were fine as far as the linoleic acid. This is the only one that is low, and Zach says that that is a common problem with beef-based products. So we need to replace that with something, and I decided to use sesame oil, and not just sesame oil, but toasted black sesame oil. Wow. And the reason for that is from a Chinese medicine perspective, this is a hugely good blood tonic, really good for the kidneys. So I thought, if I'm gonna do this, we're gonna use the best thing we can get.
Do it right.
And let me tell you, it smells great. So, and we only need a ½ teaspoon of it.
½ teaspoon? Perfect.
And if you did an oops and you got extra in there, you're not gonna hurt your dog.
Yeah, it's just gonna smell extra good. So.
Yeah. Actually, this is a good one to cook because it's going to smell sesame.
It smells great.
Now, we also have to get our vitamin D and vitamin E levels up, just like all the other recipes. For this one, I decided instead of adding eggs or fish, because you may have a pet who can't eat poultry products, so maybe eggs don't work. You might have one like mine who doesn't like fish mixed in their food. So we can actually use commercial products for our vitamin D3. I really like the RX Vitamins D3. And then for our vitamin E, we use the Sun E K9. So these are oils, and they have the fat-soluble vitamins in them. We're not going to add these prior to cooking because the heat would actually destroy that. Vitamin D and vitamin E, those fat-soluble vitamins, are very easy to destroy with heat, with storage, and that's why we find so many animals who actually have low vitamin D levels, even if they're eating a complete and balanced commercial diet. And it's because those diets, by the time they are processed and stored, the vitamin D levels come down. Also, our pets do not absorb and utilize the vitamin D near as well as they age, just like us. They don't get their vitamin D from sitting outside in sunlight like we can. They don't convert it that way very well. So we need to add that. So we would add these at the time of serving the food. Interestingly, that entire 2-pound recipe, in order to bring it up to where it needs to be for AFCO standards, we only need 3 drops of the vitamin D3 and 4 drops of the vitamin D and 4 drops of the vitamin E. So that's not very much. Again, if you gave them a little bit extra, if you accidentally got 2 or 3 drops extra in there, it's not going to be a problem, particularly with the vitamin E. The vitamin D, you don't want to dump the whole bottle in there. But let's say I was feeding my dogs, this would be 8 servings for our dogs. So at the time of feeding, I would put 1 drop of D, 1 drop of E per serving per dog, and that would take care of that. If you were feeding a big dog, 4 drops of each, eat the whole thing. So we could bake this however we want to. I mean, frankly, we could take that recipe, we could put it in a slow cooker and just let it kind of do its thing. I'd add a little bit of water in the bottom of that. I've actually cooked meatloafs in the slow cooker, so it can be done. You could also put this in the oven. I would keep the temperature pretty low, so I would cook it at probably 300 to 325 and cook it for, that's not a very big pan, so maybe 30 to 40 minutes. We want it to still be pink. We want it to be juicy.
We want it to smell good.
We want it to, this is going to smell good, let me tell you. That's going to smell good.
You guys can't smell it, but the sesame oil
the sesame is really good. Let's grab our platter. George is going to get to taste it raw.
Before he tastes it again, cooked.
Yes, he can taste it again later. This one's kind of dry, so it's going to go in one big chunk, and he's going to gulp it down in a chunk. You can't put your back to the camera, son. Come here. He says, yes, I can.
There he goes, yeah, that's the beef.
Wow, he hated it.
Don't know where it went.
Yeah, where'd it go, George?
That was too
fast. Poor buddy. Oh, I got beef on your shoulder. All right, so easy peasy, folks. Not hard to do at all.
Try it at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, let us know if you try it. You know, we'd
Send
love
us
to
your
see.
photos. Thanks for watching. I hope that you've discovered how easy it can be to make balanced homemade meals in your own kitchen. For more information on keeping your pets naturally healthy, hop on over to drjudymorgan.com. And if you'd like to order Viva Raw food, use the code JUDY10 for 10% off your first order.
If you're looking for just more information about the recipes that were used today, you can always visit www.vivarawpets.com. You can also find more information on our socials on either Facebook or Instagram at Viva Raw Pets, or just looking at Viva Raw. We do ship all over the United States, not quite yet international, but we're working towards it. Thank you so much for watching.